guys, so I thought I would do a video and title it How to Get into Ketosis Faster, right? Super quick. How to get in ketosis in 5 hours. But I'm not going to. Well, I'll title it How to Get into Ketosis Faster, but not what you guys perceive as fast. Because really, I want to talk about the Mthfr gene mutation. That's what I want to talk about. The motherfucker gene. Sorry, parents, but that's how people remember it. So I've done a few videos in the past about this gene mutation, that the scientists are starting to realize that maybe more and more people have this mutation than we realize. This is through epigenetics, right? This is through the industrialization and the modernization of man eating processed crap. We don't detoxify. We've got lead, cadmium, mercury in our body, just screwing with ourselves and making us blocked up. Now, I did a video the other day about, what the heck is detoxification. People have a hard time to visualize it or conceptualize what that means. So if you want to get into ketosis faster, pray tell, what you might want to do is detox in a soft way. So what is detoxification in a soft way? Because people want to do these cleanses, master cleanse for a month, they drop a ton of weight and they go, well, at least I got it off. I'm like, yeah, but now your liver, not your liver, but now your adrenals are overworked, which then reacts the whole point of detoxing the liver. Because if your adrenals are freaked out, your estrogen starts to rise and that starts to gunk up your liver. And when you start going through stage 3, adrenal fatigue, it's going to take a while to get the adrenals and your hormones to start to balance again. So the way I suggest that you get into ketosis faster. Seriously, I know I sound like a broken record, but it has to be reiterated because you guys will click on this just because I title it How to Get into Ketosis Faster. Really, it's very, very simple. You just go to bed earlier. That's it. That's the start. Because the detoxification process happens when you sleep. And there's nothing we can do about it because right now it's like, I don't know, 5:30 or 6 in the evening. So my skin can detect light and my eyes can detect light. And this is affecting my visual cortex. And this is affecting the midbrain, the pineal gland. And there's nothing I can do about it. So there's no such thing as a night owl. Well, there's dogs barking, but there's no such thing as a night owl. We are all early birds. But we have primed and conditioned our body to have a lot of cortisol at night and not enough in the morning. So I get this, and this is the adrenal issues that I keep saying over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So if you want to get into ketosis faster, literally for just a month, sleep in your backyard in the summer. If you actually pitched a tent and slept in your backyard, you would connect to the circadian rhythm like that. But people are not going to do that, which I really wish they would. But instead, you just got to go and turn off the old technology. Because the light from technology, where's some technology? See this technology? That technology? That light? That's messing with the midbrain. And the midbrain is connected to the elbow. No, and the midbrain is going to be connected to my adrenal glands. So now my adrenal glands want to crank up the cortisol at night. And I keep telling you guys, if your cortisol rhythm is off, or you're slathered in cortisol, as Nora Gagatis always says, who's a genius, Google her. Primal Body, Primal Mind is her book, which is fantastic on me. If your adrenals aren't functioning properly, because we're all running on chemicals like the hormones. Our hormones they're chemical messengers that go and do jobs, like they're little worker bees, and they put the body in balance. Yes, and we're not. We're not in balance. we're so jacked up and cranked up and goosed up that what we perceive as having energy or feeling normal is not even real anymore. So I have these consultations with parents, typically, classically, and chronically, having their kids up too late. So sometimes my consultations are just about rearranging your life, changing your mind, right? The personality, because that's what's preventing you from being able to get lean. So a lot of you guys clearly have metabolic damage and all you care about is getting lean. That's it. That's all you care about, right? You want to get ripped and all that super diffuse light, so you can't see the business so well. But the point is that if you want to get into ketosis faster, then that real window between 9:30 and about 12 is when the magic of making ketones is going to happen. If you could do that for 3 to 4 weeks, that's number one. The next thing is to get your fat up to 200 grams. Now, I might have done a video like this 6 months ago. Every day, guys, I'm learning. Every day. And every day I coach people, I'm learning. Getting your fat up to 200 grams is great. Now, I had my fat in the beginning almost at 400 grams because I wanted to ensure that I got into ketosis. And I did at 400 grams. I did. I didn't go through the keto flu because I wasn't a big junk food eater. A lot of you guys are looking for the before and after pictures of stuff. You're like, but you were fit before. And I was like, well, yeah, because I didn't like to eat a bunch of junk food. But I didn't have the energy and I had a terrible glucose response in the middle of the day. And I was incredibly catabolic in comparison to how much of the workouts I was putting my body through. I wasn't having the gains until I went full keto. So what you want to do is get your fat up to 200 grams and 50% from animal fat. So people who are vegetarians, you better go get yourself some butter. And you better cross your fingers and hope that you don't have a histamine intolerance to the milk proteins. Yes, fish oils, fish, eggs, and hopefully that you can also tolerate the eggs, or at least the yolks, because the whites have allergens. Now, what else? What else? Now I've got boxers on, which is why I'm doing this from here up. I've got boxers. It's really comfortable. But here we go. So what else? How do you get into ketosis faster? Well, use your glucometer and test your glucose fasted in the morning on an empty stomach so you can actually see where your blood glucose is. And the next thing you want to do is write a journal. That's really amazing, and I'm going to talk about that in the next videos, about how to write a journal and what to look for. But you want to write a journal based on everything in your day, like bullet points, so you can draw a red thread line between your glucose numbers in the morning and then eventually your ketones, yes. But you know, it's no point of testing your ketones right away if your glucose is too high. If your glucose is at a 5.2 millimolars, or if it's in the 90s with glucose, no point to even use the ketones at that point, because when your glucose is too high, you can't keto adapt. A lot of ketones become wasted through the toilet, which is why I don't like these new products, like saying that it'll help you get into ketosis faster, because they do these salts, right? They bump your ketones, but they don't get rid of the high glucose because your adrenals are overtaxed. You're at stage 3 and you can't get to bed. So it's a waste, it's a super expensive product, waste of money. So, better that you change your personality, because your body is a reflection of your mind and your personality. So let's go for that instead of spending millions and millions of dollars on products that don't work. Okay, so working out is the other one. Now, we don't want protein too high. That's typical. Men, you got to be under 100. And to be honest, I really like to get you around 80, 70s. Men, yes. And women, between 50 and 65, depending on your athletic, your lean body mass, how active you are, all of that. Protein demand that your muscles need. Okay. Working out. Now, I don't suggest HIIT training right away, especially to women. It seems like every single woman who does HIIT training, glucose just goes out of control. Now, everybody's like, HIIT training is so great because, you know, somebody said, like, Stephanie, you say don't do cardio and we have to do cardiovascular. I'm like, yes, but there's many things that you can do cardiovascular-wise that aren't the typical cardio. Like, if I ride my bike, I'm going in intervals that are very relaxed. I don't, like, you know, sprint on my bike and then, no. So I'm using my heart, I'm pumping, I'm riding my bike up hills, but I'm not getting my heart rate up that high, and I'm not getting my blood pressure up that high, and I'm not taxing my adrenals. So as soon as it gets too hard, I coast. And then the cortisol drops again. Okay, so get rid of the HIIT training for now. Men who are fit, who are healthy, that don't drink coffee, y'all can do the HIIT training. Do your workouts before 3. Now, I did a video, people are complaining like, some people have jobs. Really? Well, I got a job. I work all day long. I work 16 hours a day. Really? I'm just saying. I'm working with you guys. And I'm working, and I'm working, and I'm researching, and I'm coaching, and I'm talking, and it's a lot for one person. And to learn about all these different systems of the body in such a smart time, Freudian slip, a short time with no PhD says a lot. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours. So, with that said, what else? What else? So we got the fact that you got to get your sleep in order, you got to get your protein down under 100, where it should lie, sort of in the parameters. The fat should start at 200, and somebody said, but I'm 5'1", and I'm like, well, I'm 5'3", and I'm like at 220. Yeah, 220 fat, so crank it up. But you're athletic, you move, and I'm like, that's why I'm telling you guys to work out. You need to train your GLUT4 receptor sites to pop out and become more insulin sensitive, to then clear out the glucose that wants to make insulin secrete and make you store fat. Because if your glucose is high, you're not going to lose weight. You guys have to realize you are not going to lose weight on keto when you're just starting, most likely, unless you're obese and you're having this Atkins diet response of all that processed carbohydrate. The insurmountable amount of insulin that enters the body goes down because less processed sugars are going in the body, which less of a demand to store it, which is why people lose weight. But people aren't able to lose weight the second time. So I think that's another video. So for me, it is about getting to bed that first at least 2 weeks, please, as you're trying to get into ketosis. Work out. If you have any adrenal issues, then moderate. Only in the beginning. Later you can intensify. We're not trying to train. We're not trying to get our heart rate up too high. We're not trying to do hypertrophy and plyometrics, and we're not trying to do spastic powerlifting, and we're not trying to do or CrossFit. That's what I meant, actually, CrossFit, because powerlifting is not spastic. It's just a heavy demand on the body. So powerlifters, give yourself a couple weeks break. Try to get to bed. I know you guys have shift jobs. I know you have kids. Women, you ramp up at night. This is the reason why your sleep sucks and you're waking up with high glucose, like literally almost insulin resistant. Gosh, I can't think sometimes. Almost insulin resistant, and you didn't even know it until I said go get a glucometer. What you guys don't understand is cut out the crappy allergen foods. High histamine foods. You guys don't know if you got a histamine intolerance. You can't be like, no, I don't have a histamine intolerance, Stephanie, you're tripping. You don't know. All I know is I look at people and they don't have the business. They don't. They don't. Oh, I lost 60 pounds. Did you do DEXA scan? Were you able to lose 60 pounds and not lose muscle and water? And not, I mean, basically, to lose so much weight so fast, you would have to, like, not move like a corpse to try to not lose muscle and just lose fat. So, which is, I did the low carb, high fat video. What's the difference between all those diets? Low carb, high fat, Atkins, paleo, keto. Keto's the one. Keto's the last bus stop to amazement. Yeah, that's when you, I can't even explain it. It's on another level of being a human being. But with that said, getting into ketosis faster means going to bed. It means getting your macros on point, fleet, correct. Yes. What's good. That's what you want. And you want to get the healthiest quality, the best quality. You want to detoxify. You want to do lemon water. You want to do a little milk thistle in cycles. Don't stay on it forever. You want to make sure you get enough D3. Get your ass out into the sun. Yes. Find out what your D levels are, because if you're malabsorptive, you're not going to keto adapt fast. You're just not. Because you need minerals to enter the bloodstream in the body to actually repair cells to want to even use the ketones. Because the body wants to keep raising its glucose when it thinks it's under stress. And stress means being malabsorptive. Or stress could mean the allergens in foods that you don't even think you're allergic to, but you are. You're not having super genes.